I'm going to do my best. I just slept about 20 of the last 24 hours. I think I had some minor food poisoning. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really want to think about it or focus on it too much. My stomach's still feeling a little sour. And I was able to get out of the house for a little bit, working on the newsletter. I'm going to do a quick video because I wanted to do the newsletter with a video every time. So I'm just do a quick review of what's going to be in the newsletter. We got this post here by Marty Bent. Reminder, there is no climate energy emergency. Now, there's definitely things with the climate, or the environment, I should say. I am actually much more worried about the stuff we put into the environment in the form of plastics and waste, rather than, emissions and things like that. Now, I'm sure we're contributing to some things, right? But it's not what the extremists would have you believe. And a lot of this is being used to make money. A lot of these green technologies and people behind them promoting them make a ton of money. That one dude that had the documentary Inconvenient Truth, I forgot his name, but he's made hundreds of millions of dollars off this. And it just is what it is when humans get involved. They're going to operate for their own benefit, okay? And then confirmation bias and things like that set in, to which we as humans delude ourselves. And so we convince ourselves that we're like the white knight saving the day, and then we only seek out information, or we only even see information. That's what confirmation bias is. We literally only see information that supports what we want to believe, especially if we've done talks on it, written books about it. Like, we get to the point where we can quite literally not see any evidence that would suggest a contrary narrative to what we want to believe. All right. So that's the problem with any of these type of movements, whether it's political, social, economic. When you have humans that have an incentive to promote a certain idea and a disincentive to find anything that's contrary to that, you're going to get misrepresentations. You're going to get distortions. And climate change is the exact same thing. Now, as it goes with all subjects, you have what's called the golden mean. Aristotle called this the golden mean, which is that balance that's right in the middle, that's just right. It's the Goldilocks effect. So you, on the far left or the far right, on any extreme, you usually get distortions of the truth. All right? When you go to either end of the spectrum, you're usually wrong. Not always. Like, some things, the extremists might be right. Like, some things in our modern world are very broken, like money and fiat, for example. I'm definitely in the extreme camp on that topic. But when it comes to something like this, there is truth somewhere in the middle. And so while I believe we don't have a climate emergency, right? And there's actually some books that I've read that you can look into, which are suggesting that the only reason that Earth isn't slipping into an ice age is because humans. So we might inadvertently be staving off an ice age, which would potentially decimate our species. Right? We're talking billions of people could potentially die. Like, it would totally change everything. And then on the other end of the spectrum, some might say there is no climate issues whatsoever. And that's obviously not truth as well, because we can look at what we do. I don't think we can really measure it. I think that's a problem with climate science, is we can't measure it because we can't take Earth or climate and put it into a controlled study, right? We can't control the weather. So we can't actually do experiments. And that's the only way to find scientific truth, is if you can falsify something. You cannot falsify nearly any of the climate research, right? But that's on either end. And so what that means is you go somewhere in the middle where you say, yes, there's things we should do to maybe clean things up a little bit. But no, this isn't like we need to have a great reset and the World Economic Forum should be, telling us how to live because the Earth's going to just implode one day. Like, I don't buy any of that nonsense. So read this quote. You actually see a lot of people that come in here. They want to believe into the climate narrative, and they attack anybody that suggests otherwise. It's kind of sad, actually. So this is a book I'm reading, Bitcoin Independence Reimagined. It's very, very good. I'm only a few chapters in. It's one of those books where you want to highlight like every single paragraph. That's how good it is. So he talks about democracy and all the different things that are going on. And actually, something I learned today about fascism is the as a political system. It just basically means government controlled corporation. So government plus corporations working hand in hand, controlling everything. That's what fascism basically is. And we have a little bit of that. Actually, I would say a lot of that in America, where we socialize losses, where big companies are too big to fail, and so they take risks and they get bailed out when they don't work out. And when they do work out, they get rich. Like it's unbelievable that the American public lets this happen, but we do. In the long run, the coercive methods of big government and large corporations become very expensive to maintain. In order to keep up with the rising costs of keeping the ducks in line, we get phenomena such as negative interest rates, bank bailouts, and quantitative easing. There is a limit to how much a government can earn from taxation, as shown by the Laffer curve. But not all governments are aware of this, and few see their economic downfall coming before they're already in an unsustainable position. No matter how bad these behemoths become at their jobs, it is always the little guy that will have to pay for the whole charade. Bitcoin fixes this for you by refusing to take part in any of it. So my notes here are, the question for me is, what should I do about this, right? Like, I don't know if this is stuff that's going to collapse the next 1 year, 2 year, 5, 10, 20. I don't know if I should be more patient, less patient. I don't know how aggressive I should be with trying to get second citizenship, things like that. I don't know. I mean, I already have my Bitcoin and my passports and some certain provisions for safety, but I feel like it's not enough. So I actually have to also be cognizant of how much this type of information I'm consuming, because it makes it seem like, you know, the whole world is ending. And I don't think like America's just going to end, but I think we're going to have some major, massive upheaval and change. And I just want to protect my family from that. So honestly, I thought I was going to do much longer, but I'm not feeling so hot. My stomach is getting that kind of sour feeling. Get all of everything I'm about to cover over at Colin.coach, get in the Better Human newsletter. You'll get that coming out. It'll come out tomorrow, Sunday. And as always, you can, like, subscribe, share, do whatever you want to do. I hope you'll get on the newsletter either way, because that's the hub for everything. And the Better Human podcast over on iTunes, Google, or Spotify as well. I hope you're preparing your family, challenging yourself, challenging your beliefs, seeking out things that might be uncomfortable so that you can be anti-fragile to what's to come. And that's literally all the energy I have to say today. Probably be posting daily moving forward, so you'll be seeing a lot more videos coming on YouTube, so check them out. See you in the next one.